everyone, and welcome back. We are playing some more Esper decks in the ranked ladder today. Difference is this is actually a Super Friends list, so good times. Not exactly the same as the list that came in second on the SCG tour, run by Oliver Tamaiko. Anna Husenbeth, I cannot say that last name to save my life, posted a tweet a couple of days ago basically saying here's an updated list and also here's a sideboard guide. And one of the biggest problems I always have is having a coherent sideboard plan, and the plans are great, so I've kind of been crushing with the deck. I have also unfortunately been tinkering with other decks that has been somewhat killing my ranking. So yeah, basically the deck is it's a control deck, but it's playing a bucket load of planeswalkers to get value, to buy time, and then obviously to end up closing out the game. There's some really nice things going on in this list. There's no use of the Planeswalker land, the beacon, which is fine, because I think the mana is just good enough anyway, so there's no point messing around and maybe not being able to cast some fairly important spells, things like the Elder Spell, etc. So yeah, and then running Kaya's Wrath is exactly where we want to be at the moment. I think against everything non-Planeswalkery, and running Elder Spell's main board is exactly where we want to be against everything that is Planeswalkery. So, and then in the sideboard, another Elder Spell, which drew some humour at the SCG, but looked great. And then yeah, hey Simeon, how's it going? And then some more Wraths, which amusingly actually get swapped out for the Kaya's Wrath a fair amount. It's really interesting, actually. It's not something that I would have considered. Yawgmoth's Vile Offering is great. I will take you up on that, Simeon. We will try it versus tokens first off. And then Command the Dreadhorde has been great against control decks. So, yeah. Right then. Well, we're going to start, actually, with me challenging my friend Simeon, friend and co-host Simeon, to a quick fight. And he's thinking of running tokens this weekend, because the deck actually beats Wraths relatively well. Starting our plays on turn 4 on the draw seems like a nope, so we'll have to send this one back, unfortunately. Better, and that can stay right there. Perfect. Well, this will be a flower. Yeah, going to get planes. Now, amusingly, the Moment of Craving is actually not particularly good against Simeon's build of tokens, because either he's about to put out 2 1-1s or he's about to put out a 2-3 that makes him a 1-1 when I target it, so, well, there's the migration. No Thought Erasure, a little unfortunate to take a History of Benalia out of Simeon's hand here, but can't win them all. Well, there's a thing. Yeah, there's actually, if Simeon had a more targetable 2-2, I think he would have, or X2, I think he would have actually given it to us last turn. So. Think we're also going to just cycle this to Fairy, unfortunately. This happens a fair amount against the fairly aggressive matchups. We just know we're losing this here and it's fine. Obviously didn't want to put the Venerated Loxodon back in Simeon's hand there, because he just gets to get more value out of it, and that seems freaking awful. Yes, you have land 4. There is also another problem fighting against Simeon's deck, and we may see it in a bit. Yep, bye to Fairy. Okay, well, I think... Again, we're just buying time here. Narset. Find me a Kaya's Wrath, Narset. That is not a Kaya's Wrath. Dang it. Oh, I got to lock out a red player earlier because they had two, what are they called, risk factors in hand, and I had an Narset on the battlefield. So the best they could do was 3 mana cycle it on my turn, and they couldn't even do that when I played the new Teferi. So I was like, I did not expect this line of text to come up against a mono red deck. Who knew? Yeah. Cool. Right, Kaya's Wrath off the top. One time. That suggests that Simeon's got a couple of maybe History of Benalia's in hand. Something like that. Oath of Kaya's medium? Medium fine. We can take out a 2/2. How much are we taking on the crackback if we do that? So we're going up to 21. Taking 2, 6, probably 6 here. So we're taking 12. Ouch. Obviously, we could also shoot the Thorn Lieutenant. That would give Simeon a 1/1 and make my Liliana look a lot worse. The other option is obviously just Teferi, tick it up. That actually gains us probably like 6 life. We might only take 6 then. Yeah, actually, I'm not against that. Yeah, okay. Yep, okay, that's a good start. That's a good start. Could have done with, you know, an actual kill spell there, but there's not a massive amount of those in the deck. And dead. Cool. So yeah, that's the problem we have against this particular deck. Oh, that was best of 1? Oh, Simeon. We didn't... This is so stupid that doesn't remember that I want best of 3. 1 line of code can fix that. 1 line of code. Just save it somewhere on my computer that that's what I've set up. I don't care if I change computers and it doesn't sort it out. So, yeah. Yeah, no, I did the exact same thing, Simeon. Because it's stupid that it doesn't remember. It remembers what deck we have. Why does it not remember that I don't want to play best of 1 because I don't like it? Right. That's a reasonable hand. And being on the plate obviously helps. Let's see what Simeon here is working with. Well, that's a hand. Jeez, that's a hand. I think we're going to take this Fawn Lieutenant just because it's really annoying to deal with. That allows Simeon to Sapling Migration next turn. He's going to get to do one of those things, and I think I'd rather deal with the Sapling Migration once it's on the board. I both need a land and a Kaya's Wrath, but I think we leave that on top. Obviously, this line also allows Simeon to go and hit his 3rd land and then just, you know, Venerated Loxodon or whatever, but... Well, there's the Kaya's Wrath. That was what we were looking for there. I didn't even look at the rest of them. And again, we'll be cycling away one of these Teferis to kill one of these 1/1s. Unless we... Oh no, even if we hit a land, we're doing that. least I think we are. Game sounds seem a little bit low. Let me turn that up. There we go. My sounds seem a little bit low. Let's fix that. There we go. That's a bit better. Yep, so Simeon hit his third land drop. Gave me another Narset activation, of which I will take another Narset. Does anyone else miss dig through time? I miss dig through time. Alright, well we'll kill a 2/2 instead then. That was what we wanted to see. So my game plan here is basically to force Simeon to play onto the battlefield. Yep. Of course, if we hit some more Thought Erasures, we might be able to just clean him out entirely. We would take 6 down to 10 if I just bounce this knight or this 2/2. What does that do for us? Throws away the Teferi, and we actually wouldn't take 6. We'd probably take 4, and then we'll be able to sweep up the other knight with the Kaya's Wrath, or we could Kaya's Wrath this turn, Teferi next turn, and take out the knight that way. I think that's probably better. Unless, of course, Simeon goes and plays the board a bit more, in which case we might be forced to second Kaya's Wrath. I mean, that's annoying. I think if he plays this Venerated Loxodon, I will fire off this Wrath. No, interesting, interesting. So yeah. Elder Spell is kind of dead in this matchup. As you saw earlier, obviously Simeon is playing the Immortal Sun, which means that actually he's not playing a massive amount of Planeswalkers. Certainly pre-board. That's interesting. And I think we're just going to do this in his attack step. I'm actually going to set a stop there in his main, just in case Simeon plays a Legion's Landing pre-combat in an attempt to get it to flip. But we might as well just get to see maybe what he's up to. He obviously can't respond to this thanks to Teferi. Wondering if I want to hit up another Narset Part Reveals here, or if I want to drop Teferi, like Big Teferi. That might be a good plan, because I think Big Teferi is more likely to force Simeon to like Conclave Tribunal and things. I kind of just want to get him to play his stuff out. I probably should have actually untapped a Godless Shrine there. Technically, I can cast the Elder Spell here, but okay. Well, that's a tap land for Simeon, basically. So obviously, when I looked at this game to start with, I was like, oh wow, that's a really good hand. Obviously, part of the reason it was a really good hand was it had so many spells in it. Yeah. Who are you going to target? Yes. And what that means we're going to do is we're actually going to Elder Spell our own Teferi that's about to get... No. Cancel 1 second. What happens next turn if I Teferi... I can actually ultimate the Teferi next turn if I sacrifice both of these two. Which is actually not a terrible way to win the game. Yeah, alright. As long as Simeon doesn't attack the Narset, which he has basically no reason to do so, unless he's watching the stream. Stream sniping. Dick, Simeon. Actually, is this the line? I was about to just bounce and then play Kasmina and other Teferi Time Raveler. Yeah, I think that's probably reasonable. Huh. Again, I think we're just like forcing Simeon to play to the board here. We could Narset and Teferi Hero of Dominaria. I don't think that's a terrible plan. Ofukaya, decent pickup. Yep, I think Simeon's been a little bit mana screwed for too long here, so... He found another Conclave Tribunal. That's unfortunate. Taking my other Teferi. It's also mildly unfortunate. We can still do it though. So yeah, we're gonna go to we're gonna go Narset first. Thought Erasure, nice. Teferi Time Raveler. Bounce one of these Conclave Tribunals. Get back Teferi. Elder Spell. Sacrificing. Can I see my Planeswalkers, please? That one, yes. And that one, yes. Oh, I could actually just sacrifice Kasmina as well and keep the Teferi. Oh, I've got a spare Teferi, whatever. Yep, we'll kill both of those. Ultimate him. Uptick her. Yeah, I was going to say, writing's on the wall there. So, game ones, we went one apiece. Simeon just getting mana screwed there. Right then, sideboarding guide for this one obviously doesn't actually exist because basically no one is playing this deck. But the White Weenies list does have a sideboard guide. I think we follow something similar to that, which means bringing in... Oh, we need the Ixalan's bindings in case he finds a Immortal Sun. That needs to happen. Moment of Craving. Cry of the Carnariums. Enter the God Eternals is interesting. And it's certainly what comes in against White Weenies. I just don't know if it comes in here. We're actually going to take out a Narset, 2 Casmina, 2 Elder Spell, and a Lily. And then probably also bring in and Enter the God Eternals. There's an argument for a lot of what's going on here. Spell Pierce in case he gets off to a relatively fast start, but has a lot of, you know, non-creature stuff, which there is in this deck. Maybe Liliana's actually just better. Yeah, Liliana's actually just better, I think. The deck doesn't seem to be quite as fast as maybe it used to be. I don't know, maybe that's just my perception. Better hand on the play, obviously, but still not bad. Okay, well that's a really good sign for us. Going with a fountain there over a Godless Shrine in case we need the double blue for a turn 3. What's her name? Narset. Chapel and Teferi. There are things we want to bounce, but there's nothing on the battlefield at the moment, so I think we actually just cycle this, basically. That was a good hit. That was a really good hit. Amara, Soul of the Accord, indeed, indeed. Well, I guess punished. And I think we're going to tick up for Khan here. Whee, there's some good hits there. Both of those are very useful to me. Okay. Yep, taking away my Khan. Bit unfortunate, but what can you do? We could go to Fairy, tick up. Moment of Craving. Oath of Kaya's a very good draw there. We should go before combat. Okay. Actually, I think we're going to wait and see. Actually, I don't even think it matters who this is going at. I'm just going to ignore it. Ignore pointing a Moment of Craving at something, I mean. And just cry it all away. Oh. Tilt, I guess. Yeah, alright. That's a little annoying. If I do that, I'd have to shock for the land anyway. Yeah, all right. This is a fine tap. It's not great, but it's fine. Let's get rid of all those. We'll get a Narset down. Oh, that's a... Oh, hey. Oh, hello. Think we're going to take the cast down here. Actually, Dovin's really medium. Dovin might need to come out in this matchup. Gijon Blackblade. Yeah, sure. That's very, very annoying. How do we deal with Gideon? Well, let's go digging, shall we? Well, there's a second Ixalan's binding. So... yeah, okay, so this works. What we're going to do is we're going to Ixalan's binding the Gideon, because that's actually the hardest thing for us to deal with at the moment. And then what we're going to do is we're going to tick down here to bounce this. Oh, that was a good draw. And we're going to go and get a second Ixalan's binding. And then we're going to play this and kill that 2/2. Cool. he is an addict, isn't he, Conflict? He is just an addict. Oh yeah. He can just Conclave Tribunal to get the Ixalan's binding. Forgot about that. But not if we find Thought Erasure. Okay. Okay, maybe not. Tilt. Well, actually, Dovin answers that pretty well. Okay, sure. Oh, that's nice. Yeah, Thought Erasure there is pretty good. Pretty good. Let's see how much mana we actually need. We need to Dovin and we need to Cry of the Carnarium this turn to stop that Legion's landing from flipping. And then if I untapped land, I could hold up Cast Down and Moment of Craving. That actually seems fine. Yeah, we'll go for the untapped land here. That'll deal with that for the moment. And then we'll go and we'll get that Thought Erasure back, and then eventually we'll bounce this Conclave Tribunal, Thought Erasure it out of Simeon's hand, Ixalan's binding the Gideon. Obviously, he can exile things soon, so... Is there any way to bounce him? Not currently. And I've actually picked up another Thought Erasure, so... Why don't we see what Simeon's dealing with over here? 2 Tristanis and a March. Yes, but I have to keep an Ixalan's Binding available in case he finds a Immortal Sun. I have to have that ability. Yeah, because otherwise he just ends my Planeswalkers. We could just go and get the other Thought Erasure and Thought Erasure again and just take one of these, but I don't think it's worth it. That was a reasonable one. Actually, it might have been worth it to go and just get the... Oh, well, we live and learn, don't we? I think I should have gone and got the Thought Erasure there. And obviously I could play this Liliana, but then that just becomes instantly the target for Gideon. Actually, that's not a big problem. Thirsty Kitty coming in with that 6-month resub. Thank you very much. 6 months. That can't be right. Right? I think it is. Actually, yeah. Okay. Seriously, Simeon? Seriously? Right, okay. Well, we're going to go and we're going to get this Thought Erasure. And then we can bounce the Conclave Tribunal and take the Conclave Tribunal with the Thought Erasure. Let's take Gideon away and Thought Erasure. Take the Conclave Tribunal so he doesn't just do the same thing again. That can go in the graveyard. That can go on the battlefield tapped. Okay then. Okay, well, Simeon's going to be able to start casting Tristanis next turn. Teferi's not a bad draw there. Sweet. Give me them lands. Give me them lands. So there's an argument for down-ticking on the Conclave Tribunal here. I can definitely see that being pretty reasonable. But I think we're just going to tick up for a bit. Getting Liliana back isn't actually super important at the moment because we're just going to have to Wrath next turn anyway. Finally, we get in for damage. Okay, Simeon. Sure. Unimpressed face. There's nothing with silver counters on it. Yeah, actually, that's perfectly fine. Just right there. This game can just keep going on and on and on. I might start ticking down the Khan soon to start making constructs. We've actually only got 20 cards left, so... Right, let's make some constructs, shall we? Try and get this game over. I absolutely could loot a scooter. The problem is, as soon as he finds an Immortal Sun, the game ends on the spot if I don't have an Ixalan's Binding. So I basically have to do this to make sure that I don't just lose the game out of nowhere. And obviously I could run the risk of just being like, well, this will get the game over with faster. But I think we're better off just making sure we definitely win. Or rather, are definitely winning. Cool, okay. Huh, interesting. Okay, well, I guess we'll reset the board again then, shall we? Oh, there's another Kaya's Wrath, how handy. "19 cards. We got time, we got time. We good. It'll be fine. Don't even worry about it." Ah, there we go. Never mind. We may have to stop ticking up this Khan, however, at some point. Yes. Doesn't super matter. I think this game is just locked up now. This is a question about can we win before we mill out? And I think the answer is probably just yes. I'm actually considering just not even playing him. I probably should have just ticked down and killed my own Khan there, shouldn't I? Get this game over and done with faster. Yeah, I suppose the Teferi just tucking itself means that I can never mill now, so... Oh. I should have played something. I should have played the Teferi Time Raveler. Oh dear, that was silly of me. Well, let's get rid of this cast down. Doesn't super matter, I don't think. I think we basically have, yeah. So I think we've now reached the bottom of our library and we're now coming back up through it. So we're going to -2 here. Attack for 6. I might even get to ultimate my Liliana next turn. We're just going to tick this up. Oh, of course. What am I thinking? There we go. I don't have the cardboard bot yet. I need to sort that out. And yes, it is any target. And my brain was entirely off. So, yeah, there we go. Even against a stream sniping tokens player, we can win. Oh, I had great fun. I was activating 5 or 6 planeswalkers every turn. It was great. Right then. He really that attack on the Narset that was doing nothing to him. It's like, Yep, cool. Conflict. I believe I've got you. There we go. Challenge sent, good sir. Challenge sent. Yep, no, thank you very much for the game, Simeon. And I'll chat to you tomorrow. The episode's all edited and such, so that's all sorted. Managed to burn myself cooking dinner, so. Ooh, aren't we fancy? Aren't we fancy? Yep, see you in a minute, Conflict. Well, that's a mulligan. That's probably a keep, but it is really medium. Obviously, no blue lands means that we actually are going to have real trouble casting any of these spells, but I think... Yeah, there we go. I think we sort of have to. I'm actually going to run out the Drowned Catacomb here in case we want to play a Narset next turn. If we hit a blue source and want to play a Narset, which is not unlikely. Discovery. Okay, this might be blue-black control. It might be Esper Hero still playing Discoveries. Could be a Grixis control. Okay. That doesn't tell us a massive amount. At the end of the God Eternal's going to the graveyard there. But A, I am starting to feel relatively safe ticking this down, and B, I kind of just want to hit a second blue source, so I need to start digging. Okay, Grixis control. Okay. Okay. Killing my one loyalty Planeswalker. That's yep. I was like, wait a minute, that's a check land I just drew. Perfect. Teferi or the Elder Spell? That's actually a really interesting question. I think it's Teferi. Obviously, this deck is going to be very heavily centered around at least Bolas, if not a cavalcade of other Planeswalker friends. So the Elder Spell is actually a really interesting shout there. No, I'm going to take the slight risk here. It looks like no more Bedevils, fortunately. I want to draw, so I know what I should be taking off of Narset, is basically my thinking there. Not that there's a massive amount of choice going on here. I think we actually just want another Narset. We've got a way of winning the game in Liliana. And Narset is better at just going and finding the answers that we need. Will say, I haven't got a clue how this deck beats a Nicol Bolas the Ravager. What can this one do? Destroy target creature or planeswalker is its -3. That seems really good. This is actually really hard because obviously... Oh, no, wait. I should play the Kasmina. I was like, what I need is a way of getting through to Nicol Bolas here. But obviously, if I play the Liliana, then Nicol Bolas starts making zombies as well. And that's just real bad for us. Whereas this, at least... he'd have to tick down. I'm not thinking the Kaya's Raft's going to be any good. Well, exactly. That's kind of my thinking, Thirsty Kitty. And that's the point. What I want is... Obviously, Conflict is going to have removal for creatures in hand because I played no creatures. So he's got, like, Lava Coil or something. But I didn't want Nicol Bolas to just be able to, like, tick up. I can match you for number of creatures and therefore you can never get through and actually kill me. That's annoying. That's actually really annoying. Oh, of course, the Nicol Bolas actually can't tick up for much profit at the moment. Yeah, there's a cry. Yeah, but I do still have to discard... I might as well just discard this Godless Shrine. Seeing as my 6-mana Planeswalker just went away. Let's loot first while we've still got this swamp in hand. Kaya's Wrath can go away. Yeah, we'll swap out Narsets here. Oath of Kaya. Oath of Kaya does it. Shoot your stupid dragon god. Mahahaha. That's what we wanted to see. Probably should have actually held the swamp there for playing Kasmina next turn. So that I could loot it away if I had just all good cards in my hand. Kasmina seems pretty good in this matchup. Certainly, seems really good in this deck. Certainly game 1 when you're like, well, that's not good in this matchup. Let's just get rid of that. Yeah, so I exiled a Godless Shrine. Cool. Yeah, okay. This is interesting, actually. This might be a really tricky matchup. I don't think I've got a plan for this. Oh, I do! Oh, lovely. Sacrifice a creature. Yeah, sure. Sure. I think there's a slight... I mean, Conflict, I know you'll come and watch this back. I think there's a slight misordering there. I think you should discard... You don't get to draw a card. Oh, dear. I mean, obviously you can just set up the top of your library, so that actually means that there's no need to worry about what order you're doing things in, but... Time Raveler, that's not bad. I think we're going to go for... No. Yeah, we're going to go to Fairy. We're actually going to bounce our own Oath of Kaya. There's not any creatures on the other side of the battlefield, and as far as I can work out, no thingies either. Okay, that's cool. I think we're actually just going to start making some creatures here. Means that to an Elder spell, we aren't just like doing nothing here. Because obviously Elder spell real bad for us right now if that's in Conflict's main board. And more decks are playing at least one main board. And obviously this deck plays Bedevil and Contempts and all sorts of other stuff. So... I didn't really need the card there, so I don't feel too bad about just going, no, we'll just make what is effectively a 1-1 that's probably just going to die randomly to some nonsense at some point. Especially considering we might be able to turn it into a 2-2. Thought Erasure was a good draw there. What we got? We've got Nicol Bolas Dragon God. Okay, I'm interested in... I mean, I suppose Tick Up does nothing. Oh. Bedazzle. Bedazzle seems really strong. Okay. Yeah, we'll leave that on top, actually. We can draw it with Kasmina if we're willing to discard the Oath. Or we can just play Narset and get it. Yeah, that seems better. Yeah. That one. Tick her up. Get the Thought Erasure. Tick this down, -2, start attacking, yada yada yada. And I think we are going to do this because this protects our planeswalkers. Although I suppose... Oh, dang it! That was silly of me. Okay, well that's just food to throw away with Kasmina. Okay, ow. Like I say, not 100% certain on how we actually beat one of these. Right, let's see what we can get out of this. Oh yeah, that's actually pretty good. We can Moment and Kaya. Oh no, we can't. Because the Moment's going away. Oh! Play... Oh, not tapping like that. Thank you very much. Can we leave open and wet here? Thank you. Play Liliana, attack. If Conflict blocks, we get to Oath the Bolas down. Conflict didn't, so what we actually get to do is -4, draw 2 cards. Okay. Who needs the Gatewatch? I suppose actually... Yeah, okay. 2/5 of those planeswalkers are or were Planeswatch, Gatewatch. Narset doing work. Jeez. Shut down Bolas activation. Shut down 2 discoveries. Damn. Liliana up. Khan up. Teferi, the Time Raveler up. And play a Watery Grave and pass the turn. Yay! Control mirrors! Yeah, sure. The hand is decidedly medium, so this is fine. All of our good stuff's already on the battlefield. Yep, Oath of Kaya seems good. Because obviously that's like a ton of damage. I could have done 9 in a turn there. Oath of Kaya, bounce Oath of Kaya, replay Oath of Kaya. I actually considered like starting it last turn, but I figured it's just better as an answer to nonsense. My turn. Right. Liliana up. So we could do 6 here. Khan up. Yeah, Okay, well there's something we're definitely going and getting back next turn. Punch you for 2. Yeah, let's see what's going on. I imagine it's a land. Yeah, there we go. Graveyard. Up. -1. Get to fairy. Big. Big to fairy. Play. Plus big to fairy. Oh, that was plus little to fairy. I was like, I don't feel like I drew there. There we go. Too many to fairies. This one's over. Yeah, that could be an Elder Spell and this game is still over. So, yes. Right then. As I say, there is actually surprisingly a plan for this. It involves 2 Spell Pierce, because obviously they don't have Teferi, which means my counter spells are still live. Dovin's Vetoes. Ixalan's Bindings. Oh, that's a good one. I can't deal with that. Vile Offering and a Command. Taking out a couple of cast downs. A Moment. 2 Dovin, 2 Oath, and a Lily? Really? 2 Dovin, totally get. An Oath is like... 2 Oath. Is like... We saw it be pretty good there. And then a Liliana. Again... I suppose this isn't a creature on... Like... It's not a creature deck, so she's actually of medium value anyway. She's just a big dumb thing that wins you the game most of the time. If you can keep her on the battlefield, obvs. We'll see specifically what sort of a build this is, because there's definitely an argument that post-board, A, this could be a creature deck, hence the reason we've obviously kept our Wraths in, and B, we're on the draw. I think that's a risky keep. It's got all the tools we need. It's just missing one source of blue mana. Ripping that Spell Pierce pretty hard there. Yeah, sure. At this point, my opponent's going, you can't cast any of these. I still can't cast any of these. But he did play against the possibility of me just ripping a blue land off the top and being able to Thought Erasure him back. Which is pretty reasonable, I think. There it is. Got there. Okay, what do we even do? I think... we try and... I don't know. Like, we've got the Ixalan's Binding and he knows about it. Oh, okay, it's getting Spell Pierce. That's fine. I thought this might happen. So that's another spell pierce there. But we could get Kasmina down. I like that, actually. Unless another spell pierce occurs. Nope, cool. Let's get some Kasmina going on. Teferi, Hero of Dom. Am I really thinking I am? I think I'm going to bin a Teferi, Hero of Dominaria. Sorry. Yep, was a little bit worried about that. Not going to lie. I think the time for Dovin's veto has now passed. Eat the 1/1s. Eat the 1/1s. Okay, well, there's a Godless Shrine. Well, what's the line here? That's pretty good. Yeah, alright, we're going to bin that. Drowned Catacomb. And binding this Bolas the Ravager, I think. No attacks. Defense. Sorry. Obvious block. I am now, yeah. I am super duper one of the bad guys. We could Thought Erasure and just check that there's no counterspell there, but at the same time, if there's a counterspell there, if there's no counterspell there, we could just resolve a Teferi. It's really oppressive. Dispersal to bounce that back. Discarding a... Oh, Smeg. We've got to discard from Dispersal and Nicol Bolas. Okay, well, we'll discard a Thought Erasure. And we'll discard the spare Teferi. And we'll tick Teferi down to kick this Nicol Bolas back. No attacks. They might give up their War Boss here to get my Teferi off the battlefield. I've currently got my other two of my other three heroes in the graveyard here, so... Okay. Okay. Not going for it. Oh, going for it. Okay, cool. Right then, well... Block here, block here. We just couldn't let him go, like, land, flip the Nicol Bolas. Oh, come on. Not this turn, but next turn. Obviously, if he draws a Thought Erasure, that's really bad. I still haven't found a deck for the weekend yet. Ooh. No, I think we do this here. Just save ourselves a little bit of damage. It's not great, but it's what we've got. No attacks. Oh, come on! Oh, God. If I just saved the pair of those, he would have actually been locked out for the next 2 turns. Tilt. Absolute tilt. I did bring both bindings in, didn't I? Yeah, I did. Well. Doesn't matter, we've just drawn a bunch of lands. Disencamp, yeah. Okay, well that's a start. We're actually going to take the Thought Erasure. I know that sounds a little bit mental. Because obviously there's already a bolus on the battlefield here, but... Yep, can't beat that. Cannot beat that. Okay, so we've got Kaya's Wrath still in. I don't know, Oath of Kaya seems kind of important. Yeah, I guess we're on the play this time, so maybe we'll have a slightly better game. So the Minnesota, I kind of see where you're coming from, but if you're taking out the creatures, you should just take out all the creatures and make people's creature removal dead. Everyone who has any way of dealing with creatures can deal with Thief of Sanities now. That's a flipping annoying hand. I think it's still a keep. Okay, well that's a good draw. We've been keeping some sketches this one, but I think we'll be alright. Don't thought erasure me. Okay, that's cool. That's cool. That's absolutely fine. That was also a pretty good pickup. Well, let's take the thought erasure then, shall we? It gives us a play next turn. Bedevil. Bedevil. See what they've got. Double bolus the creature. Bolus the Who Free Do Free. A Bedevil and a Discovery Dispersal. So we do actually have an answer for this Nicol Bolas, right? So I think what we actually want to take is the Dispersal, so that we can Ixalan's Binding this Nicol Bolas and not have the Dispersal bounce later on. Yeah, okay. Yes, kind of want that. Kind of want that. No, we'll find other lands, it'll be fine. I think this deck is great. If you go to... Hold on, let me see if I can find the tweet. Well, okay, there goes my Teferi. Yeah, here we go. And I've just realised that I actually tweeted a retweet, but whatever. What do we name? Yeah, Teferi Hero of Dominaria. Obvs. Tempted to just play it. Just so that it's out of my hand. But the chances are he'll just go, okay, fine, I'll kill it randomly. When we get to bring it in, because it's only a one of, it's a little bit meh. That's possibly a reason I should have just played the Teferi. Vile Offering can be gross. Okay then, so we will bin this Oath of Kaya. Yeah, we should have played Teferi last turn. We should have played Teferi. Yeah, ob for obs. Okay. Now we get that one and the spare one. Right, that's just stuck in his hand now. Now I'm really annoyed for throwing away that land instead of throwing away this Teferi that can't currently be used. Yeah, that's really annoying. Yep. Massive misplay there. That was silly of me. If I'd have kept the land, I would have still had Doberman's Veto available. Let's try that again, shall we? I have not played against Grixis very much recently. Yeah, let's go again. Like I say, I have not fought this deck very much of late. I guess I should have realised what you were on when I saw the Nicol Bolas. Oh, that's a very medium hand. That's a way better hand. We will keep that. Opponent on the play, a little bit worse for us, obviously. We'll bottom you. Dovin, decidedly medium. Okay, well, let's open up on a Thought Erasure, shall we? And we'll see what we're dealing with. Big Bolus, Disin. We got anything to bin to Disin? Not particularly. Okay, Disinformation Campaign can go away. We could just keep Thought Erasuring. I think this is going to take the Thought Erasure. Oh no, it took Narset. Okay. Big Bolus. Yeah, we'll leave you on top. Right, well, let's get this Khan online. Give me them lands. Give me them lands. That is actually a tricky choice, that one. Obviously, he knows that I was definitely running out of lands the last time he checked, so he didn't particularly want to give me. Okay, Elder Spell and Kaya's Wrath. Well, one of those is useful, and hint hint, it's not the one that we've already got in our hand. Yeah, thanks for that one. Right, okay, Teferi. Little Teferi, love it, love it. Next turn we might be able to tick both Teferis up. Okay. I'm actually kind of tempted to bin this Thought Erasure. Like, the chances of my opponent having a card in hand and not being able to just slam it if it's a threat, or removing one of my important things if they could, is basically zero. Okay, if I'd known I was about to do that, I would have been to Kaya's Wrath, but what can you do? Land is fine, actually. Oh, there goes a Kaya's Wrath. Oh, yeah. So many triggers I'm going to have to remember. I'm really worried about just messing this up. Oh, and there's just another one off the top. Of course there is. If I bin a Kaya's Wrath this turn, I can go to Fairy Kaya's Wrath. I'm not against that. Oh, well, now I wish I'd been to land, but... Oh, I suppose I could have always just ticked down the Khan if I'd been to land. There we go. That was dim of me. Let's make opponent make decisions before they have all the information. Yeah, okay. We can ultimate this to Fairy next turn. Thought Erasure, see all of my lands. Oh. Well, you know, that's fine. Amusingly, I don't think I can actually tick down this to Fairy. Because I think... Yeah, I mean... oh no, they haven't got the mana to bedazzle. Oh, of course they don't, so I can just tick down. Submit 0. Right, thank you for moving things around, Arena. That's not going to get confusing at all, is it? Yeah, there we go. Okay then. We brought in the bindings, we brought in the pierces, we brought in the vial and the command. Was that it? Oh, the vetoes, of course. Taking out the cast downs, the moment, the two very, very, very medium Dovins, a Lily, and 2 Oaths. I think I'd rather have another Oath than a Lily, actually. Just in case he hits me with that turn 3 Goblin Legion War Boss again. Wow, we've been at this for an hour and a half already. Just a couple of test matches. That's a good hand. Yeah, alright, we hard keep that. Shocking Watery Grave on turn 1 as well. Tasty. Well, Conflict shocks that, which is very odd, but suggests that he thinks that I might have Duresses in my deck and that he's got the Spell Pierce. That, or he's really hard bluffing the Spell Pierce. Either way, I'm going to respect it. I think. Yeah, I think I'm going to respect it until next turn when I can Spell Pierce back. Obviously not the Spell Pierce that he's going to play, but... Oh dear. At least we've got the Kaya's Wrath this time. Okay. Pierce, Nikki B, Discovery, Nikki B. That's a kind of scary hand. I think we'll get rid of the Casmina. That's actually pretty good for us. I think we get a bin to Fairy. Gonna be a little bit sad here if my opponent hits my opponent hits the 5th land naturally here and I've not got my spell pierce up. But either way, that just means that I'm gonna have to deal with a Nicol Bolas the Ravager here. Don't want to bin the Command the Dreadhorde. I feel like it's a way that I get back into this game. No, I'm going to have to. Elder Spell. Now I wish I'd bin the Spell Pierce. Right, well, we could Thought Erasure, but that's not actually solving the problem that I've got currently, is it? I don't have a problem with this Nicol Bolas. I have a problem with this Nicol Bolas. Okay. Yeah, I was going to say, I wonder if this is just going to be coming at me. What we got, opponent? Discovery? Yeah, sure. They don't get to draw here, at least. Thanks to the Narset, but they do get to set up. And obviously, if I don't find an answer to this stupid Nicol Bolas at some point in the near future, I am going to be very sad. There's only so many of them in my deck. That's actually one of them. Let's see if we can find another one. Right, what's the line here? So we can Teferi, tick down, bounce the Nicol Bolas. Opponent plays their own Nicol Bolas, either forces us to exile, at which point I think we exile the Thought Erasure, or blows up our Teferi, and then we get to Elder Spell it, which is fine. I think it's this, and hope that that isn't a counter spell. Please don't counter it. Yep, okay, cool. Right, let's... This is delaying, which is not great, obviously, but... Okay, Bedevil on my Teferi. Yeah, that means that this Bolas... Ooh, actually might come down and just kill my Narset here. because obviously it can't draw at the moment, but it can force me to exile, which is not a zero-sum factor. Look at the top 4 cards of the library. You may reveal a non-land creature, non-land card from among them, put them into your hand. Oh, using the Narset ability. Right. Well, we are going to Elder Spell that Nicky B. Oh, and that actually just put the other bolus at the bottom of the deck. So that's actually pretty good for us. Yawgmoths is also pretty good for us. Oh, dang it. I should have looked at how I was tapping a bit more carefully. I could have played this second Narset and still held up Spell Pierce. I think we'll just hold up Spell Pierce this turn. Yeah, alright. At least we get to kill it. We're going to bin... Oh, the Thought Erasure is going to do nothing for the rest of the game, isn't it? Oh, okay. Well, how does this work? We could get back to Fairy. Right. Put up to 1 target creature or planeswalker card from a graveyard onto the battlefield under your control. Destroy up to 1 target creature or planeswalker. Exile Yawgmoths. Perfect here. Do we want Teferi or do we want Bolus? Bolus actually seems better. Yeah, alright. Let's grab Bolus. And then we'll destroy that. Instead of the Yawgmoth, you could go for another command if you've got it. You could go for... what's another good... Yeah, I don't think you need another Elder Spell. Another command's actually pretty good, because it's good against the similar sort of decks. The Eldest Reborn is actually a very good... a very good shout there, Looter Scooter. That does almost exactly the same thing. It's just not quite as direct or fast about it. It's a little bit slower. I mean, this is the sort of matchup where it's good. And the Elder Spell would be perfectly playable here. So, and doesn't have the requirement of you having to have a Planeswalker already on the battlefield. Yeah, okay, we're going to force them to exile a land. This is gross. I hadn't really gotten just how gross this was. Also, I get the sweet style, because I stole it out of Conflict's graveyard. Oh, I should have thought about this first. Oh, never mind. I'm just going to enter that tapped. Yeah. No, hold on. How are you tapping? It's a bit medium, but that's fine. We want that one. And then we want that. And then we probably just want the Dovin's Veto. Yeah, that seems good. So we've got Kaya's Wrath to answer Ravager, and we've got Dovin's Veto to answer basically everything else. Because Spell Pierce just isn't getting the job done anymore. Dreadhorde command, yes, yeah. Right. Like I say, I just want to knock out these lands here and just completely remove the ability of Conflict to play spells, basically. Command has that same level of ability of just being a really swingy spell that just suddenly goes, nope, I've got 4 Planeswalkers on the battlefield now. There's nothing you can do about it. Yep, kind of wanted to see that. we're actually just going to draw here. Submit 0. Cool. Yep, this game is over. Well, now Spell Pierce is live because there are no more lands on the battlefield. Holding it since turn 1, folks. Yeah, there we go. That was some patient play from Conflict there. Just being like, no, this Elder Spell is never getting through. Let me wait. Okay, we're running out of lands, but we did hit something. Let's go now. Just fortunately, I had the 2 counter spells for it. Good games. I really enjoyed those. As I say, it's been a while since I've played against Grixis. Let me sort out my camera a little bit. There we go. That's a bit better. Right then. Thank you very much, Conflict. Let's play some ranked, shall we? Just maybe get a couple of games on the ladder in before we call it a night. We've actually, we've done a good amount of testing tonight. If you're back, Conflict, how do you think that was our first best of 3 or our second best of 3 more typical, do you feel? That's a reasonable hand, we'll keep that. We kept some clunkers in that first best of 3 though, I will say that. Oh, and we're on the play, I didn't even notice. Yeah, no, I can feel you on that one. The deck can just be a coin flip. Okay then, well, looks like mono red. What you got for me, mono red? Oh, it's not even mono red. Eep. This might be a tricky matchup. I did change the oath coming out, like the second oath coming out. I didn't like that necessarily. But I also started, I think, just playing better in that second best of 3. I knew what was going on. I think this is just the Saheeli as like their only current threat, but they've got Charter Course and Radical Idea. Hand attack against this deck is just so tilting. Yeah, we'll take the Saheeli. Yeah, we're going to want that. We're going to want that for the blooming Crackling Drake. Yeah, I get what you're saying, Conflict there. Right, what on earth is our sideboard plan here? Just so that I sort of... Phoenix. Is it Phoenix? Okay, so 2 Cries coming in. Yep, 2 Spell Pierce coming in. 2 Explains Binding and 1 Moment of Craving. We get rid of 2 Oath, 2 Casmina, 2 Lily, and an Elder Spell. Yeah, that makes sense. Well, we're going to momentously crave that. That's a reasonable hit. Obviously, it's probably just going to die to the shock and the lightning strike, but I think that's a good starting position. Yes, agree with Sarkhan being just a really great closer for that this sort of deck. So the fact that we're actually missing red in this deck is somewhat annoying, actually. Okay, that's really interesting. I've noticed that the... Okay, that's cool. The Is It Phoenix decks do not seem to enjoy me having a 3-mana Teferi on the battlefield, and yet I'm like, yeah, but you don't do anything at instant speed. And I bounce your stuff and you just replay it or put it back in the graveyard. I really don't get it. Like, I don't get why they are so opposed to 3-mana Teferi. In response, kill it. Oath of Kai is a pretty decent hit there. Okay, so they didn't play a 5th land there. Which hopefully means that they can't just like get back a bunch of Phoenixes this turn by just playing a flurry of spells. Electromancer is an annoyingly good start to that though. Shock went in the graveyard there though, so that wasn't a Phoenix. That's a good start for me. And a tapped Steam Vent is excellent, in fact. It can feel like that, the Minosaur, certainly from what I've seen of it, but I don't know, I think it's still just got... I think it's got a lot of good matchups that you wouldn't necessarily assume it to. Okay, that's interesting that they didn't just run out the radical idea there. I'm gonna cast this Teferi. Yeah, there we go. Opponent's had enough. Got our sweet Planeswalkers online. Right, what did I say we were bringing in here? Saheeli is nuts, actually. Saheeli is just an amazing Magic card in those sorts of decks. I played the blue-white version the weekend the MCQ in Liverpool happened. And yeah, it was just so good. Right, so 2 Oath out. 2 Kasmina out. 2 Lily out. Yeah, I get that. An Elder Spell out. 4... Ixalan's Bindings, Moment of Craving, Cry of the Carnariums, oh, and 2 Spell Pierce. Yeah, okay, cool. I can see where we're going with this. Well, yeah, it's like the Saheeli Khan interaction is really nice. Yeah, the fact that Sarkhan doesn't get indestructible is super weird. It means that you almost have to have Teferi the Time Reveler on the battlefield to make it, like, even remotely safe for you to tick him up. I mean, at the GP, loads of him just died in combat to aerial blockers, and you're like, that's really weird. Yeah, I think this is fine. I think we keep that. Please play your Electromancer. We'll happily kill that thing. Okay, fine. Well, that's interesting. I'm wondering if that means that I should actually just wait until turn 5 for my Teferi the Time Raveler. I think I'm going to do that. Okay, well that's annoying. Because now they've definitely got the Spell Pierce. So, Radical Idea binned off the Charter course. That's nice. That's some nice synergy going on right there. Well, there's a backup to Fairy, so that's a good start. Yeah, I was going to say they should absolutely Spell Pierce this. Yes, I do want to pay the 2. I actually wondered if they'd have another one there. That would have been kind of weird. Tick up, tick down. I kind of need to draw stuff, so I'm actually just going to tick down here. Okay. Didn't need another one of those. We're just a little bit glutted on the various Teferis here. Possibly should have gone up with the Teferi there and make my opponent work a bit more to get it off the battlefield. Let's see if they've got another Spell Pierce here. Or a Negate or something. Really? Interesting. Yeah, alright. They have really played around these Teferi Time Ravelers. Okay, it's just too easy to get off the battlefield now. I'm just going to bounce. I just need to draw stuff. Narset's a good start, actually. Yeah, this is just a Saheeli deck now. I'm glad I left some of my Rafts in and... well, left all the Rafts in and brought in the Cries. Speaking of... See, I feel Narset does more mean things to their deck. We're just going to take another Narset here. This might be a little bit premature. Well, if they're just holding a handful of counter spells, I don't actually understand what we can do. Just to make them 1/1, okay. Oh, and put a Phoenix in the graveyard, I suppose. Oh, of course. My turn. They hadn't drawn yet. Well, now I regret casting that Cry of the Carnarium, because this Narset is definitely dying. That being said, I don't think we were necessarily getting out of that if I didn't. Because they would have just kept punching me with the stupid 1/1s and making more 1/1s by just drawing a bunch of cards. I think I had to make a move there. Okay, this version of the deck's playing Sarkhan. I think we need some more Elder Spells. That's interesting. Okay, well. Let's Narset. I was saying. Ooh, yeah. We're going to get rid of the Niv Mizzet, I think. We're going to bin that. No, it tapped wrong. Oh, I've got a land drop. That would have been supremely tilting. Oh, I need to watch that auto tapper. That is going to get me dead too many times. I don't really know why they aren't just firing off spells to get, like, the arc lights back. It's a bit weird. Cry is a really nice pickup there. I don't think it's worth it, though. Let's get this Disdainful Stroke out of their hand. Oh, they're just going to strike that? Okay. Interesting. Interesting. Okay, well, I can't beat that with a Spell Pierce, so I guess that's going to resolve. Okay. That is exactly not what I wanted to see. I think we pierce this, just so that they can't cast any spells and get any more value off the damn thing. Well, at least hopefully not. And then we might actually Teferi tick down and cry the battlefield. Oh, actually, if we can do that, we can Kaya's Wrath. Yes, cool. That's much better. Obviously, Teferi is definitely just going to die to the stupid Phoenix. Does that mean that I shouldn't bother doing that? That's kind of what I think it means to me. I think I should actually just tick up. And we'll race on value. Thought Erasure, eh? Well, alright. We're still holding up Cast Down here, so that's not bad. Oh, there's a Tormenting Voice that can go in the graveyard for them. No, I think we graveyard that, actually. Just casting the Arclight Phoenix. Interesting. Okay, so I think what I can actually do here is cast down one of these stupid little 1/1s. And then cry next turn to exile this Arclight. I think that's what I want to do. Rather than casting down the Phoenix, leaving it in the graveyard to just come back in a turn. Khan's a decent pick up there. As is Teferi, actually. Let's jam Teferi and see if they like fire off one of these radical ideas before it resolves, just to do it on my turn. I don't think they will. I don't think they should. But you never know. Yeah, alright, we're going to cry of the Carnarium here. It's not great, obviously. But I think there's only one Arclight Phoenix in here still. Yeah. Yep. They're probably going to be able to kill Big Teferi this turn. Yeah, just spew off a bunch of spells here. It's kind of a shame that I don't have Narset in play just to make this, like, you're doing this for this turn, and that's it. We've got Ixalan's Binding in this deck, don't we? We brought that in. Yeah, we did. Okay. Okay, that's also annoying. Yeah, we definitely need more Elder Spells. I hadn't realised how Planeswalker they'd gone. But I don't believe that was 3 instants or sorceries. Yeah. Okay. That's weird. That feels like a massive mistake. Well, I guess I'm having a land here. Yeah, exactly. The Planeswalkers interfere with just what the deck is trying to do. You know, what's really funny is if they just radical idea'd again, binning whatever this card is. So let's go and see what the card is, shall we? It's a Charter Course and a Negate. Okay. I'm going to take that Charter Course away from you. I'm going to graveyard that. And then I'm going to play this Kaya's Wrath. And we're going to take this up for no value. And we're going to take this up for absolutely no value. Yeah. Oh, well, just found another Charter Course. Bet you they've got a new Jace in here as well. Just so that they're like, well, I can't mill out. Crackles. Okay. Oh, that was a sick draw. That was a sick draw. Oh my god. Yeah. Better to be lucky than to be good. Unfortunately, he isn't dead. This is the problem. This game is just going to keep going on and on and on. There's no point making constructs here because they will just be able to make more things with that. Okay, well I guess I'm getting a Spell Pierce this turn. Yeah, and then next turn I can pick up a Narset, which is not terrible because she obviously gets round opposing Narsets. Yes, yes. Aren't there like 2 Phoenixes in this deck at the moment? Okay, well they found a Legion War Boss. Interesting. Very interesting. Interesting that they went for that as opposed to like Radical Ideaing or anything like that. Okay, we could have done with a better draw there. This Narset's totally just getting negated, isn't it? Oh, it can be, but I've got the Spell Pierce. Oh, well. Let's get the Narset. Oh, I've got a Teferi. Of course, their negate does absolutely nothing. Well, that's a Moment of Craving, I think. Let's just get rid of this 1/1 while it's here. Okay, we've got them really badly locked out. But the problem is they've been making some very odd choices. Like, there's 2 Phoenixes in the graveyard here. Aren't there? There's at least 1. Yeah, there's 1. Okay. Yeah, no draw because I've got a Narset. Because you waited too long to do this sort of thing. And I found a Narset, so now every time you can trip, it does nothing but make you a 1/1. And obviously now it gets them back a 3/3. Shame we've got no more cries. That'd be really good here. Okay, they're still going after this Teferi. Very odd. Oh, Ixalan's Binding. That's a good start. As is Oath of Kaya. That's a really good pick. Okay, what do we got? We can Ixalan's Binding the Saheeli. Which is fine. We can Oath of Kaya this Arclight Phoenix, putting it back in the graveyard, but I think Saheeli is just the problem here. I think we want the Ixalan's Binding. Oh, but I could just Ixalan's Binding this Narset and start being able to blooming draw spells, draw cards, but... Oh, I should have done that first. That's annoying. That's a tilt. Oh, okay. Well, I guess I'm getting dove in this turn. You can do no damage. You can never be seen again, please. You can go up. As can you. Oh, I shouldn't have played that. They didn't know what my last card was. Okay, it only took us like 40 minutes, but we got there, so... So, yeah. Oh, there was a lot to do there. Right, what are we in? We're in 2 hours we've been streaming. Right, let's play some more then. That felt good. Obviously, there was a lot going on there. And had we gone to a game 3, the second Elder Spell at least would have come back in. The mana is obviously awkward. Other than that, I think this is a good hand. So I think we're going to keep this. We're going to open on Drowned Catacomb and hope that we find a Shockland so we can Thought Erasure. No, that's not a Shockland. That's not even anything I can remotely cast. Okay, round 3. Any land. I actually don't care. Perfect. Do I want Dovin or do I want a Thought Erasure? I want a Thought Erasure. Ooh, or do I want a Narset? No, I want a Thought Erasure. Put another land on top of my library. Oh, hello. That's a lot of nonsense. Yep, and that can stay right there. Right, we would like to find an Oath of Kaya to kill this Narset. I mean, next turn. They're getting 2 cards out of it, that's all there is to it. At least I think they are. Yeah, there we go. Tethers! Okay, so this is something I've actually been wondering about. What does this deck look like in the mirror? Oath of Kaya is pretty good, I think. Yeah, we're going to take the Oath of Kaya. We've obviously got one Hero of Dominaria already. The other Teferi would be nice, but actually our decks don't operate at instant speed very much, apart from with Teferi, obviously. And they just found an Oath of Kaya with which to kill my Narset. Unfortunately, theirs came down first. Yeah. Yeah, me going for the Thought Erasure and just seeing 2 pair was obviously a little annoying. So I'm considering just running out the Teferi and just getting it on the battlefield. I think that's probably fine. Yeah, obviously no draw. Just start pumping up its loyalty. In case that happens. Obviously, they now take the Oath of Kaya, but it is what it is. Hopefully, we just rip an Elder Spell off the top and get to, like, laugh at them as we ultimate out a Fairy. Elder Spell off the top! Okay, no, well, that's not bad, actually. Again, gets round Narset. This whole deck seems to be designed to just get round Narset. Oh. Yes, yes. Bouncing an Oath of Kaya to replay an Oath of Kaya. That's pretty tasty. Shooting Might Teferi, Hero of Dom. We got another Oath of Kaya? We do not. We have a Thought Erasure, though, which is at least something. Let's get as much information as possible and deny our opponents as much information as possible. Okay, we'll be getting a land here. Okay, Well, at least we're all working with these same really awful hands going on here. Yeah, I guess we're just going to take a cast down. Yeah, the Teferi, the Time Raveler can stay right there. And then we'll play Dovin. And do nothing with it, but we will take up this Teferi hero of Dom. Yes, yes, of course, of course. Not that untapping matters. They've got a Time Raveler on the battlefield. Right then, here's the perfect test spell. Counter it or don't counter anything at all. I was going to say, I'm a little bit surprised that there's something to do here. Okay, well, they are now locked out, so let's go and get our Narset. Oh, well. Herp-a-derp. We're going to have to keep ticking up this Teferi, aren't we? Otherwise, we're going to lose it to a bounced Oath of Kaya. Yep, okay. Okay, that's interesting. Going for my Narset. Okay, sure. Makes sense. Makes sense. No, that's not the one I meant to click. I meant to click that one. Yeah, I thought it was just a Kaya's Wrath. Let's just tick Khan up and just see what we hit. Well, okay. Next turn we get to get the Oath of Kaya and get this party started properly. Of course, if my opponent hits an Elder Spell, that could be really, really bad. Okay, well that's not an Elder Spell. Don't do it, don't do it, don't do it, don't do it, don't do it. God damn it! Fuck. It took us one turn too long to sort ourselves out. Right, okay. Mirror match. Elder Spells coming in. Yawgmoth's Vile Offering. Command the Dreadhorde. Ixalan's Bindings. What does this recommend for the mid-range? Cry. -2. Why no Ixalan's Bindings? That's really weird. This recommends taking out 2 Dovin, 1 Moment, and 2 Kaya's Wrath. But it does also recommend bringing in 2 Cry of the Carnarian, but that's for the Esper mid-range matchup. This matchup we do have some creatures in that we have Liliana and things, but I feel like if we're trying to fight those creatures, we're fighting the wrong battle. We've already lost at that point. If like Liliana's making creatures, if Khan's making a bunch of creatures, if Kasmina's making a bunch of creatures. So yeah. Ugh. As a It's a keep. I was about to be like, oh, that's a really good hand. And then it's like, oh, look at your mana base. Look at that mana base. Never mind, never didn't have it. Obviously didn't have it. Thought Erasure, Oath of Kaya, Liliana, Command the Dreadhorde. So actually their Thought Erasure doesn't bother me too much. They'll Thought Erasure, they'll take probably a Teferi, and then I'll still just have a Teferi. I actually just don't want to take this Command the Dreadhorde. I know it's a long way from being a problem, but everything else is dealable, like fixable. Command the Dreadhorde could just be masses of value. This is the problem being early on. I just want cards, but I don't think I want that card. The other choice was probably actually the Oath of Kaya. Yep, they Thought Erasure me. As I say, they probably take it to Teferi. And this is why we don't have counter spells in this matchup. Because everybody's got Teferis. Oh, okay, they took the Liliana. And we found our Command the Dreadhorde. That's excellent to see. Could tick down here, draw out the Oath. Yeah, I don't hate that. That was a good draw. Oh, I now know why the Ixalan's Binding aren't in the deck. Everything bounces them. So you think you've dealt with a problem, and then it just comes back. Yeah, alright, that's annoying. We're just going to empty bounce again. Yep, okay. Lesson learned. That's why Ixalan's Binding isn't in the deck. Okay, and I guess that's why you don't just empty bounce the Teferis. Yawgmoths? Yawgmoths! That's a really good draw. So we get to get back our Liliana, kill their Kasmina. Yeah, let's do that. That seems real good. Our Liliana. Their Kasmina. Oh! Oh, of course, because it's targeting that. So... Oh, okay, fine. Our Liliana. Their stupid token. Oh, no. Okay, never mind. Yeah, okay, fine. That's a tilt. Is it just 2 more? Okay. Okay, they brought in their Ixalan's Bindings. That's interesting. Teferi, Hero of Dominaria. That's annoying. Right, okay then. Well, let's command the Dreadhorde. What have they got? Nothing. What have we got? A Teferi and a Liliana. Okay. Guess this is for 9. Ugh. Suppose I could just tick Lily down. Actually. Seeing as she's probably getting tucked anyway. They binned an X-Lands binding, suggesting they might actually just have one. Oh, that's a tilt. Instead of finding the land to play the Liliana that I can then kill, they find the freaking Fort Erasure to take my Yawgmoths. Tilt. And the Elder Spell? What the fracking... Oh, okay, fine, we're dead. Oh, how did they beat us? They drew 2 Elder Spells, 1 in each game. Okay, cool. That is all that game feels like it's about. You're jockeying for position, jockeying for position, and then it's like, oh, but I found an Elder Spell, so all your shit's dead. And mine is ultimating. And if that had been any other Planeswalker than Kasmina, we would have probably been a hell of a lot better off there as well. But not that any of it matters. The Elder Spell just ended us. Okay, well, that was annoying. That's a pretty good hand. We'll keep that hand. Hallowed Fountain enters tapped. Gruul, do we think? It looks like Gruul is the game. So I think I'm just going to Teferi tick up here. My expectation is that what my opponent's got in hand is a Spellbreaker. And I don't want to give them an easy target. Or not. Guess they've got a Rekindling Phoenix. Well, that seems like a good pickup. Yep, there we go. Ooh. Arena chugging a little bit. I actually had a super awkward and annoying interaction earlier. Is that hexproof? Huh. Huh. Well, okay then. Well, that also deals with it, so I think we're just going to take the Liliana here. So if they have another one, I can just cause them to sacrifice it, which is decent. Maybe even Dece plus. Teferi was also a possible, like Teferi Hero of Dominaria, but I think we'll be fine with this. Okay, is that getting haste? That's getting haste. And punching my Teferi. Okay, well that's another cast down, so that's actually pretty cool. I'm going to cast that down. And then play a Godless Shrine. If I can get 2 creatures with this Liliana, I'm going to go for getting 2 creatures with this Liliana. Okay. Well, that's annoying. Could do with finding an Elder Spell here. Well, okay, that can go away instead. Okay, I did not feel in actually a very good position. Because we couldn't have dealt with that Planeswalker very well. Okay then, we do actually have a plan for Gruul. And it is... Where's Gruul? There. +2 Ixalan's Bindings. Bum bum. +1 Moment. Yeah, makes sense. +1 Spyglass. Apparently this is mostly for Sarkhan. And +2 Enter the God Eternals. Bum bum. And then we're going to take out a couple of Casaminas, a Khan, surprisingly, an Oath, also slightly surprisingly, a Narset and a Liliana. Wow, okay. Yeah, that's kind of interesting to me. Okay, okay. Okay, we'll see how this flows, how this goes and flows, and it's a perfectly reasonable hand. I guess we keep it. I am really liking this deck. That was a decidedly good draw. Oh no, that was a decidedly good draw. You mean the Wrath against the mostly creature decks? I am pretty certain I'm playing this now, yeah, Conflict. I need to start like begging people for the various cards, but yeah. I am pretty certain I'm playing this at the weekend. Well, I'm going to do this in response so that the moment of, the Cindervines doesn't ping me at least. But yeah, that's a tilt. Because that is actually pretty good against this deck. Let's play Time Raveler and tick it up. Yes, yes. What I'm hoping to do next turn is tick it down, bounce that, and then take it from their hand. With a Thought Erasure. Possibly Conflict. I still think Cindervines is mostly there to deal with Nexus. Like, Thrashy B, you don't have haste, son. That's what I think of that. Okay. I think we Kaya's Wrath and then next turn Teferi, Bounce, Thought Erasure, Malarkeys. But at the same time, we could Teferi, bounce this, next turn Elder Spell this, bounce that, Thought Erasure. Or just Kaya's Wrath, depending on what they do. Yeah, okay. I'm good for that. Sure. Go to 20. Boop. Yeah, if they play out a couple of creatures here, we'll just Wrath. It's fine. As long as they don't play a haste creature. I think I hate my opponent. I think I hate them. Simeon, yeah, I was actually going to say I think red is just a really good place to be. I mean, what is that really doing? I don't feel like the Anorak of Bolas is doing a great deal. I think I'm going to Thought Erasure them. Okay, well. We'll take the bigger one, I guess. We'll graveyard that, obviously. Yeah, I'd rather just leave that until I find a Planeswalker and I get to get some value out of this Elder Spell. We need to break the addiction. Oh my god, Conflict. That's brutal, man. Now do the next step. Take your cards and sell them. Oh, harsh. Harsh, man. Oh, God. Oh, brutal. Oh, okay. Now I am super glad I waited on this Elder Spell. At the same time, I am going to need to deal with this stupid 3-3. 4-3? Oh, God, yeah. Planeswalker off the top. Teferi. Ooh, Lily. Can I... Lily would just die. That's a really annoying tilt. If I had one more mana source in play, like if I had the 8, I could Lily and Elder Spell and ultimate the Lily. Oh God, that would be gross. To be fair, I suppose it'd only be killing like 2 lands at that point. Yeah, okay. We do the thing and we are sad. The thing is done and I am sad. Any other Planeswalker. If that had been a Hero of Dominaria, we would have been able to ultimate it. Oh, whatever. We're going to Lily minus and kill both of these creatures. And be at 2, which obviously they could... Oh, no, be at 1. Because of Sin Divines. Yeah. We've got Oath of Kaya in the deck, but we can't actually cast it. So I think we're dead, but at the same time, let's see. We've got no targets for that available to them. Oh, God. Oh, Carney T exiled. Brutal. Okay. Oh, no, we are just dead because we can't even punch the Chandra. Yeah. Okay, fine. Yep, we are just dead there, unfortunately. Okay, more Elder Spells. Sorcerer Spyglass, you can go away because there were too many targets. And yeah, the rest of this seems fine. Yeah, that... Okay, if we draw a Planeswalker here, it's golden, and then it's like, draw the only Planeswalker we can't cast and Elder Spell with. No, we're not keeping that. That's better. Draw a Planeswalker, draws the only 6 mana Planeswalker. Probably not Conflict, but the journey in for the LCQ was not that bad, so I'm just going to stay at the parents. Partly because obviously still very, very unemployed, so saving money is good times. We're going to bottom that. Well, that's a good pickup. Okay, now it feels like an excellent pickup. Yeah, okay. And then we're going to dove in. And we're going to tick down on this Legion Warboss. Play more creatures, opponent. No, 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 no. You want to play more creatures. This is annoying. Play a 3-drop. God ram it. Huh. Well, isn't that fun? As main deck as well. I get the very distinct impression that this opponent has played against a lot of thingy decks, Planeswalker decks this weekend, or this week rather. Okay, that's actually pretty nice. It means we can cast this Enter the God Eternals. We still can't block that because it's a freaking black creature. Okay then. I mean, lesson learned. What card's good against us? It's Vinemare. Okay, Kaya's Wrath off the top. Damn it. Yeah, we dead. Evening slightly sprightly. Good to see you back. Well, okay, that's funny. So funny. They I will admit they played that very well. Obviously, not overextending into the Wrath or anything like that. So, that's a pretty good hand. We'll keep that. It's a little weird playing a deck where you're like, okay, I don't have a 2-drop. No, that's fine. We just have so many ways of like catching up and things. Okay, Temple Garden, Bant, Flash. Maybe. Yep. Right, so do we want a Narset or do we want a Teferi? I think we want a Teferi bounce, don't we? Be gone! Oh, this is handy. Oh, please tell me they kept a 2-lander and a Dork. Because I will kill that Dork next turn. No, they've got a land. Oh, that's annoying. I think the line is still to kill the Dork. I'm actually wondering if I Teferi tuck that. Just keep the battlefield as clear as possible. I ain't again it. Good to hear you're close to building another deck. I really like having a lot of decks to choose from on Arena. It's just so much fun. Why is it going to be really weak? Have you picked something and then gone, this isn't actually as good as I thought it was going to be? Right, we're going to just bounce that again. Obviously bouncing back to hand, not quite as good as getting rid of it permanently, but there you go. I quite like Narset into another Time Raveler here. Oh, we're ticking up the big Teferi and drawing cards, aren't we? Oh, that's a good one. Oh, if I'd done that first, I could have just killed the Shalai. Bleh. I am silly. Oh, Liliana. We'll tick this up. You never know. That one. That one. The decks I make are more centered around themes that I think are fun rather than trying to compete with the meta. Do it to it, man. Like, that's the... Sorry, I shouldn't gender people on the internet. Do it to it. Like, I think that's a perfectly reasonable way of choosing to play Magic, especially in a free-to-play browser like this. Like, and if you think they're fun... Well, that's the best part of Magic, playing because you enjoy it. Right, what's our sideboard plan? Our sideboard plan here is... bat mid-range, we bring in some Cries, we bring in a Moment and a Vile Offering, and then we take out the Dovins, which are rubbish, but necessary. And then we take out the Casminas, kind of weirdly. Bum bum. And out comes Dovin. In comes... couple of Cries, a Moment, and a Vile Offering. Seems dece. Seems dece. So what's the new theme you're building around slightly? Is it like a tribe or a mechanic, or what's the theme of the new deck? Because there's a ton of stuff from like draft that I would love to build, but it's just like finding the time to do it amongst also trying to grind up to Mythic and things. It's actually just kind of a pain. When Merfolk were like, looks like they were going to be really good, I was so happy. I was like, this is great. It's on the weaker end, but it's a keep. Because I love playing with Merfolk. I think it's great. I think they're super fun. Okay. Of course, keep the 5-lander going. Okay, well, we just draw a couple of things and we'll be fine. But we've got the ability to draw out of this, so it's not a big problem. Oh, that's actually kind of annoying. Play Vivian Reed and tick her down. That is also fine. Blue back deck, bunch of each time you surveil. Oh, it's a surveil deck, yeah. Huh. That's an issue. Well, there's the Kaya's Wrath at least. Oh. As long as they don't have the Lizard Wizard, we're all right here. That's not great. That's annoying as well. I kind of hope that they just ignore her and just go Dome. But unfortunately, our opponents realised that that was a terrible, terrible, terrible plan. Yep, obs. There it is. I was like, I'm sure I have another Shockland in here somewhere. Oh. Yeah, I figured Vivian was going up this turn, which means that that is still on top of their library, which is a good thing. Obviously, the fact that they can play at instant speed makes everything more than a little bit tricky here. The fact that these are 2 sorceries when I get to untap with my Teferi is also more than a little annoying. I think we just Elder Spell and Thought Erasure though, so I think we start with the Thought Erasure, because I'm actually not too bothered if that doesn't resolve. Lizard Wizard? No. Vivian. Spare Vivian can go away. Moment of Craving can also go away. Yeah, and as much as I don't want to, I think we need to do that. Oh, they had it! Oh, get wrecked me, I guess. Yeah, this could be a hard one. This could be a hard one. Like I say, we kept a medium one, but... So my money's on that being Oketra. I would be very surprised if it was not. Alright, I think we just do it. We do what we are intending to do. Okay, Growth Chamber Guardian out of hand. Llanowar Elves out of hand. That's really weird. Okay, I'm really confused. Why would you not just take the Oketra off the top of your library and put it in exile and then cast it? Oh, they couldn't cast it last turn. For some reason I thought they had 5 mana already. Yeah, okay, cool. So now they can cast it. Yeah, I think we're going to block here. Obviously, okay, yeah. That's actually not intuitive that they would do that, because obviously, as I say, they've got Oketra in exile. Happy to trade off my creature here. Narset's not a terrible pickup. Watery Grave's annoying. Yep, we can still cast. We can still cast a Wrath. That's what I wanted to see. I mean, it's a Fairy Time Raveler would have also been very nice, but we're in Wrathtown here. This person has played some Magic. Yeah, nice. Nice. I like it. But I felt like getting the elf off the battlefield was a good move. Obviously, just buying some more time until the Oketra can come down theoretically. Time Raveler? Sure. But they can't grow the Growth Chamber Guardian at least, which... We'll take that as a win, shall we? Not sure I would have gone at Lily. Might have gone at the Narset there. Ooh, hello! What do we got? In their graveyard, they've got nothing that we particularly want. In our graveyard, we've got another Narset. Yeah, we could just exchange our Narsets. I quite like that. While also killing off their Vivian Reed. Yeah, I'm down for that. No, my graveyard, please. We'll have... Hold on a second. Our Narset, yeah, our Narset has had all of her uses. Narset, kill their Vivian Reed. Thump. That seems decent. And we'll keep the new one, and then we'll tick it down, going looking for... Well, there's a backup Liliana. That seems good. I don't know. Does that seem good to everyone else? Because that seems really good to me. Yeah. I was considering wrathing there. Possibly I should have. Okay, well, WinCon acquired. They just keep attacking my Planeswalkers. Yeah. Okay, that was a pretty odd match, right, folks? And on that note, I think that's a pretty good point to end the night. It's now 10 p.m, so we're going to call it there. Obviously, thank you all very much for joining me. If you're watching on YouTube, come and hang out live. We're fun here. We're a fun community here. Yeah, I think this is the deck that I'm taking to the MCQ. I will be playing it again tomorrow night, trying to get a feel for it, trying to work out all of its matchups, and just play a ton of it, because obviously that's very important before a big tournament. Obviously, if you're just joining us here on the channel, thank you very much. Do hit that follow button; it helps out a ton. And yeah, hopefully I will see you all fairly soon. Let's go and see if anyone is streaming who I could hand you over to. Ow. Who am I following? Who is currently streaming? Autumn is streaming. Looks like maybe she's just they've just started. I don't know what they're running at the moment. Apparently it's just going to be a mono blue stream, and I'm assuming that means standard, so I will pass you over to Autumn there, and I hope you all enjoy, and yeah, have a good evening.